Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. More NBA 2K24 action. Our main man Psychic on stream for tonight. Both players getting through their post tip-off timeout adjustments. We're gonna start with our little preview of the bracket. We mentioned last time, of course, a lot of matches seemingly had to be delayed because of those issues with the 2K servers. So you see it there. Every single match in the Sweet 16 has yet to be played. Seems all of them were affected by those crossplay issues out of the gate. But now that the servers are good, can get right into the action, starting with Psychic winning that post-game or that pre-game tip-off. Starting off with a nice early slam. Never saw what George Fox University was throwing out there. Again, because we never got to see them even in the pre-game screen because of those server issues. Seems they're playing the Los Angeles Clippers. Little LA rivalry between these teams. You wonder how much familiarity Big Shrig has with this Clippers roster. We mentioned it last week, but Psychic coming into the playoffs feeling like a new man, choosing a new team to match the Los Angeles Lakers. He hadn't played with them in this season or in past seasons. He's played against them plenty of times. Perhaps he saw something he liked. Elects to choose them in this more important second season here. Pair of passes out of midair for Big Shrig. Not going to generate any points there. Psychic, a first stop of play. Big Shrig going to pick off that pass. The Bruins off to the races. Slight hesitation from Psychic, but LeBron's such a tall player. Even though he's jumping, he doesn't get thrown out of position. That height still valuable, even though Psychic jumped a little early. Gonna come up with another stop, and now that height mismatch down low, but George Fox University bringing a whole lot of help. Psychic just gonna choose to go up strong. Can't get it to fall. Psychic's got a big body staying home on that fast break. Gonna shut down the Big Shrig fast break. Psychic almost had that steal. Wasn't able to find it. Able to tip out the pass that time, and Psychic's got to run out now. The King just able to turn the corner, but he's fouled. First couple of free throws for Psychic here, who's looking dialed in on defense. Unfortunately, not dialed in at the line as the first one's off the mark. Well, the second one just gonna roll out. The Bruins able to generate an amazing stop. Psychic has a lot of his players reaching for steals. You see Austin Reeves. Psychic wasn't on him in the corner there, but he reached for the steal. Fortunately, opens up some space, and a Big Shrig gonna get a big three-pointer, his first basket of the game, and it gets him back in front. Nice hesitation from Psychic, slowing down just a little bit. Able to split the gap wide open for 2 points there. Psychic just letting his CPU go to work, unfortunately. CPU LeBron James giving up the foul there. You see Psychic on the right side of your screen. Believe he was controlling Rui Hachimura on the right side. Psychic loves to play in the help scenarios. Fortunately, against George Fox University, another opponent that's keen to spread the floor and make it really hard for Psychic's help defense to get into the paint. A high arcing pass, very necessary. Big Shrig staying right in the painted area. Psychic put him right in the rim. 2 more points for Psychic there. A physical play, burying number 10 Zubats under the, or no, I believe that's Daniel Tice under the basket. Big block from Psychic. Another big stop. Psychic off to the races. 2 bodies in the paint, but Psychic's got a height mismatch. Big Shrig forced to foul. Personal foul, and his second of the quarter. The bonus certainly in the back of Psychic's mind there. About halfway there here in this first quarter. Psychic not able to turn the corner. Out of that pick and roll, and the kick out pass just gets picked off. Hits that defending player for the Clippers. The Bruins patty cake in the paint. Eventually going to bring the ball out. High ball screen, pick and roll. Kick out to Daniel Tice. Admittedly not the greatest three-point threat, but that man in the corner, PG-13, is dangerous. Psychic getting away with it that one. That time as it's off the mark.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Psychic running into a whole lot of bodies in the painted area here. Like, just barely able to turn the corner. Didn't like what he saw. Instead, going right at the rack for 2 more. Right as the shot clock expires. See that at the bottom of your screen. Psychic having a very hot start on both ends of the floor. 80% from the field and forcing the Bruins to a frigid 1 for 5. With about a minute left to play in this quarter. Excuse me. Another quick trigger 3-pointer out of Big Shrig. Unfortunately, that one also off the mark. He's gotten some wide open looks, but he hasn't been able to punish Psychic for leaving him open like that. Yet again, oh, Psychic almost had a slam dunk on the cradle dunk there from LeBron James. Instead, it's fast break defense. Psychic staying home. You know how Big Shrig moving out for a 3-pointer. His first of the game falls on that trip down the floor. Nice little hesitation move, but it's so hard to burn these CPU defenders. Psychic looking to involve Big Shrig right in the action. He's playing help defense. Pump fake wasn't enough, and that's going to be 3 in the key. Layup he got wasn't even on target either. Big Shrig locking in that time down the floor. Got a chance to take the lead here. Let's see what Psychic can say about it. More high ball screen action. Dribbling into a field of purple on that left side. Now on the right side for Big Shrig. Another pick and roll at the free throw line. Corner kick out. It's no good. Psychic all over that one. Now 20 seconds left. Shot clock is on, but if Psychic takes the full 16 that's left, he'll leave less than a second on the clock. Certainly going to see Psychic slow things down. Instead, he's going to choose to operate out of that mismatch. But still 6 seconds remaining. Even if it's a shot clock violation, you don't feel too bad. Psychic going right at the smaller Daniel Tice in the paint, going over the top yet again. Now 2 seconds left on the shot clock. That pass not going to be a factor. Big physical play down low from Psychic. Going to be hard to stop. Right now, it's got him a 10-7 lead against the Bruins. Still a best of 3 in the Sweet 16 for Psychic, so no extra long series just yet. He's going to call a timeout, so maybe some adjustments there. Maybe just looking to get his team some extra stamina. We saw some wacky substitution patterns in that round of 32 game. Maybe Psychic looking to call timeouts early and predict that even if he has to leave his Lakers starters out for that extra long time, he wants to give them the energy to do just that. And yeah, it seems that that's exactly what's going down. A second straight timeout makes that very obvious to your opponent, especially when you come out of it as quick as Psychic does. Psychic willing to make his tactics very obvious. That extra stamina is so worth it. Big Shrig gonna turn the corner immediately. You see Psychic just zoning up 2 defenders. Big Shrig with a slight advantage, but Psychic able to lock it down because of that smart defense. Another jump out pass. Going around the perimeter. 2 seconds. A last second pick and roll. It's going to be too little, too late. That shot, no good. Not going to count. A shot clock violation. Big stop for Psychic here yet again as we start the second quarter. Going to see if he can't find some easy buckets. Able to thread the needle, and it's another Anthony Davis slam dunk. Anthony Davis, surprisingly a mismatch despite Daniel Tice being at the center position, and Psychic's taking full advantage of it. Unfortunately, that time, it's AD committing that foul. Look at Psychic. We love to see it, honestly. Those adjustments quick in the game. Unfortunately, very hard for us in the broadcast booth to censor those. Psychic certainly not worrying about leaking any strategies at the moment. Just trying to get some buckets on offense. Able to turn the corner. What is he going to do? The pump fake. Going to clear out the paint for the layup. Love the patience there from Psychic. Could have tried to force it against the help, but he's able to read that Big Shrig was jumping there. Oh, the kick out pass. George Fox University able to turn that corner. You see a tough layup, but the perfect release. Able to get it to fall. Still just a 3-point game. You're trying to operate in the pick and roll. He goes upstairs. Didn't think there was any room. Psychic able to punch it through. Now a 5-point game for Post University. And I mean, yet again, these paint coverages Psychic is throwing out, throwing headaches towards Big Shrig's way. Another potential layup getting kicked out. Unfortunately, that time, whoa, Psychic. Psychic seeing something he's not happy with. Testing my trigger finger, getting us into this thumbnail. Again, we're not trying to have any strategy leaks on this stream. This is a no leak stream. Psychic clearly seeing something he's not happy out of that corner coverage. Gives up an open dunk that time. See him trying to use your multiple defenders. I imagine he wants to talk about Austin Reeves, who you saw go from corner to corner to get in the proper defensive position. Nice plays from Psychic. He was able to use her an extra defender there. He's identified that gap in the defense. He's going to go under the hood, let his CPU defenders know where to be so he doesn't got to plug up that hole next time. If I had to guess, you do not want to leave those corner coverages open. Psychic, early on, you feel pretty good. Shooting amazing from the field. Still shooting 80% from the floor. Now 8 for 10 from the field. He hasn't had to rely on his 3-point shot. Psychic has put games away immediately when that 3-pointer's on the mark. He's proven to be a streaky shooter throughout this whole season. And whoa, almost a traveling violation. But instead, Psychic gonna get to kick out for a 3-pointer. The ref's holding the whistle that time. That pump fake cheese can get some extra movement. Not that Psychic needed it. Austin Reeves wide open on that left wing for 3 points. Now Big Shrig gonna try his 3-pointer. He's hit one. Missed a couple more. I believe he's 1 for 4 in this game. And Psychic with a chance to extend the lead, but that pass tipped off. So yet again, Psychic leaving a lot of defenders home, and that layup's gonna be blocked. Heavy-handed defense for Psychic, looking to go coast to coast on the fast break. He's got a height mismatch. Big Shrig throwing the double team with that purpose in mind. Don't let Anthony Davis get some buckets, but still the point guard on the center, not what you want to see if you're Big Shrig, able to come up with the stop. Psychic not able to punch it through that time in the painted area. Psychic in the corner. That cornerback defense and a shooting foul. I thought Big Shrig stepped out of bounds. Instead, I believe it was Psychic getting caught reaching in the cookie jar there, and George Fox going to shoot 2 free throws and end up splitting the pair. See it yet again. The point guard on the center this time. Psychic trying to flip the script. Unfortunately, the step back 3-pointer is no good. And you'll ties 3-pointer. Psychic jumps at it. Gonna have to go into help mode. We are right back down to a 3-point game. The respect that Big Shrig has commanded early on in this game. Hasn't made too many of them, but Psychic knows that Big Shrig is not afraid to pull the trigger on those 3-pointers. That time he jumps. Gives up 2 points. Comes up empty on the offensive end. Big Shrig with a chance to tie it or at least go within 1 here. The spin move. Psychic all over that one. Comes up with the rebound. Now AD, certainly the target on this fast break. Able to get inside position for 2 more. A big fella for the Los Angeles Lakers has been a problem for George Fox University to stop. Pick and roll. Don't even get contact on the opposing player this time. Big Shrig able to turn the corner. Another jump pass to Daniel Tice. See, LeBron James already tired, even despite those additional timeouts that Psychic called at the start of the second quarter. Big Shrig turning that corner a tough 180. Layup, can't get it to fall. Slight height mismatch for Psychic. Now center on center. Going to be tough with that double team coming through. Late contest. It's going to be enough that time down the floor. 3-pointer off target. Big Shrig able to turn the corner on the slam as well. Psychic with that last shot of the quarter as the shot clock is turned off. Ooh, little hop step. Had AD on the left side. Going to find him just a little late. 2 seconds. The mid-range money Psychic not going to cash out that time. Still a nice solid lead for Psychic, but we're staying at that 3-point lead. See that field goal disparity, a strong defense from Psychic, powering him to this lead as we get into the third quarter. So far in this third quarter, full starting lineup for Big Shrig. The timeout comes out though, so I'd be surprised if it's going to stay that way for Big Shrig. Surely looking to get that rest, especially because he probably saw Psychic putting in his bench mob as he came down the floor that time. Clippers, an interesting bench mob because of that man in the center of your screen, number 0, Russell Westbrook, and still a decent slasher in NBA2k, powering this bench unit for George Fox University. You see sometimes players will like to bring Russ into the starting lineup, but that time Big Shrig able to dissect the defense with Zubats on the pick and roll. Zubats a nice vertical target for George Fox to hit in the offense here. Psychic not able to turn the corner with D'Angelo Russell, Spencer Dinwiddie. We've talked about this Lakers bench mob in the round of 32, how versatile they are, but Psychic gonna get bottled up here. That last second shot not gonna count. Another shot clock violation, but this time it's for Psychic. Fox University going down the floor with a chance to take the lead here. Gotta watch out for Westbrook. Gotta watch out for Zubats. Remaining players on this bench mob really just spacing tools for the Clippers, but Psychic just able to bottle up that primary ball handler. Out of bounds for Big Shrig as Westbrook goes over the baseline. If that cut to the basket works, it unlocks some very simple points for Psychic. That time, George Fox University able to bottle it up. Psychic running back that pick and roll. Pick and pop, rather. Psychic able to turn the corner. The kick out pass gets bottled up, though. The double team paying dividends for George Fox there on the fast break. Almost another out of bounds, but the ball going to stay in play. George Fox bottled up in the painted area. Zubats going to be the biggest player on the floor in that pick and roll, and he's able to slip the screen. Psychic can't get the recovery. Not able to find the block. 2 points for Big Shrig, going to get him his first lead of the game. Whole lot of contact on that pick and roll. What is Psychic going to do with it? Just going to go up strong. George Fox not quite sure, should I stay or should I go? Psychic able to burn him for it. Psychic getting caught in the pick and roll. He was playing help defense. It was the CPU defender taking that charge. Big Shrig just going right through him. Well, that time it's Psychic's pick and roll that comes up empty on the contact. Able to get the slam dunk on the roll, though. A long inbounds pass, able to get right into the offense. For the Bruins, the pick and roll going to find decent contact. Not much dribble penetration just yet, though. 7 seconds on the shot clock, the very first paint touch, and yet again, Big Shrig able to knife through the paint. Again, Westbrook, not quite the high flyer over the rim player, but still a threat to knife through the paint and score. He's done so twice here in the third quarter. Oh, step back three-pointer. Psychic thought better of it, passing out. Looking to reset the offense here. Maybe just go right at Big Shrig in the paint. Mano a mano. Puts him right under the rim. Gonna make chances like that very easy if Psychic can continue to do that. He's been a problem in the post. First with Anthony Davis, but even now with this bench mob, Jackson Hayes with 4 points here in the third quarter. But it's not exactly a three-point threat. You see Psychic well aware of that one. Gonna stay locked in on help defense. You see him switch to D'Angelo Russell for just a second. Unfortunately, Big Shrig still able to power through. A height advantage for number 40, Zubats on your screen. Just too strong. Psychic not able to recover in time. Pick and roll gets decent contact. Psychic can't quite turn the corner. Out of bounds is a possibility. Instead, the kick out pass comes through. Nice contact out of that. Psychic going to go right into an open shot. Thought it was a decent look, but it's off the mark. This one dangerous. Psychic able to bottle it up, and that's just going to roll out. Still 2 free throws for PJ Tucker. A solid free throw shooter, excuse me. And it seems Big Shrig has got his release down. First one's going to go. About a minute left to play in this third quarter. Like, they're going to go right at Big Shrig yet again in the painted area, but Jackson Hayes red barring. Psychic not going to have too many moves at his disposal. Pick and roll, maybe buy some extra time or some stamina to regen, but 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Psychic is bottled up. The last second shot off the mark. Psychic retreating in fast break. That might be, yeah, that's going to be a clear path foul. Clear path foul. The transition take fouls big brother, because instead of 1 free throw, you get 2 of them. Big Shrig going to stay with the ball here as well. Your path foul only really happens if you are that last player down the floor, and because Big Shrig was able to get the ball moving in transition, that's exactly what happened. Transition take usually in the backcourt or in the backcourt when you inbound the ball. And of course that clear path usually in the front court when you're about to score a basket, or when the opposing team is about to score a basket. And is that a travel? No, it's an offensive 3 seconds. Unfortunate errors for Psychic here. He's had some good spots. He's had some dark spots. Unfortunately, Big Shrig been pretty consistent in this third quarter. About 25 seconds left to play. He's got a 4-point lead. Want to see Psychic lock things down on defense. Instead, it's a PJ Tucker 3-pointer. It's off the mark, and that's going to be a transition take foul. Yeah, put it in the referee's textbook the way that was so obvious. Big Shrig maybe looking to get his starting lineup in early. Seems that's exactly what he's done. Psychic doing the exact same thing though. So both players looking to get their starters are in at the end of the third quarter, but it's going to be Psychic going to be cashing out the free throw and 2 more points on that LeBron James layup. And seconds left here in the third quarter. Let's see how these re-energized starters look to cook in this last 10 seconds of play. That layup gets bottled up. Like to see that strong defensive stand for Psychic as we get into the fourth quarter. He's going to need more of that. He's down 1 point. We get into the final period here in game 1. Wonder if any extra timeouts are going to be called here to get some players some additional stamina. Nothing right off the rip, but it's a potential option as we get deeper in the fourth quarter if anyone is gassed on either side. Psychic yet again, really strong paint touch, but Big Shrig able to come up with the stop. Big Shrig, top of the key, pick and roll, kick out pass to the corner, gonna come through. Psychic all over it, 1-on-1. It's Daniel Tyson. That's a charge, surely. No, it's a personal foul. The CPU getting there a little late, didn't it? Was not Psychic going for that charge there, but it would have been a huge play. Then it's going to be side out for Big Shrig. Psychic doing well to bottle the play up though. 3 seconds. Last second pick and roll. Big Shrig gonna knife into the paint for 2 more. Keep this lead intact. 3 points in favor of the Bruins here. Psychic getting into the half-court offense quickly. Yet again burying Daniel Tice right under the basket, but Big Shrig able to recover. Psychic able to come up with the offensive rebound. 8 seconds more here. Pick and roll. Psychic just looking to shoot over the top, and it's green. Psychic has not done that all game, but he's a capable shooter. You're just going to autopilot under those pick and roll screens. Psychic educating the Bruins that time down the floor, and Big Shrig responding. A slam dunk out of the pick and roll for him. He's going to keep that lead. Just at 2 though. Psychic certainly more high ball screens. We've talked about it. Get your best players in pick and roll and watch them cook. Psychic's usually been able to come out okay when that is his option. The nice hesitation on the spin move. Uncontested slam dunk for Anthony Davis. Certainly going to be a focal point of Psychic's offense. He's been going to AD all game. Wouldn't be surprised if you see more of that. Psychic going under the screen is just so impactful because Big Shrig is operating a foot beyond the 3-point line. Finally gets a paint touch. But yet again, we're back out here on this 3-point line. Late clock. Pick and roll. Going to get the ball out to Kawhi Leonard. And Big Shrig going to green a 3-pointer of his own. Both players going bar for bar here. How is Psychic going to respond? Psychic bringing it to Rui. Very high pass to AD, but it's able to make contact. Oh, and a high pass there. Psychic had a wide open 3-pointer, but the extra time needed to bobble that very high pass. Going to shut things down on the offensive end. Psychic would be a miracle if he gets away with a good shot. The last second layup is green. Yes, sir. Psychic making something out of nothing there. A green release on the layup as the shot clock expires. Still just a 1-point game between these two. We hit the 2-minute mark in the fourth quarter. The kick out of that pick and roll. Man, PG-13 has been cold for Big Shrig. I believe he's like 1 for 4 on Paul George in this game. Psychic gets away with another one there. At this point, you wonder how tactical it is that Psychic's letting Big Shrig take those PG 3-pointers. Meanwhile, on offense, this is exactly what Psychic wants. His bread and butter, trying to read that kick out pass. He assumed Big Shrig was going to move, but Big Shrig locking in on defense till the final second yet again. Psychic making magic right as the shot clock expires on the slam dunk. And Big Shrig clearly not happy. He's going to call that impromptu timeout with the pause. He wants to make some adjustments, and rightly so. 2 times in a row, Psychic making magic. Right before you think Big Shrig come up with a big stop, Psychic able to get points out of it. Minute 45 left to play. Tough shot from Big Shrig there. Paul George heavily contested going down the lane. Psychic's got to stop. Chance to make it a 2-possession game with a 3-pointer. Don't think Psychic's going to be that greedy. Yet again, able to thread the needle for 2 more. And the 3-point play on the way. The old-fashioned way. From Psychic on the slam. Oh, the free throw's off the mark. But Psychic continuing to make AD a big part of this game. Pick and roll from Big Shrig, but Psychic able to bottle up. Daniel Tice 3-pointer. I think you live with that. It's off the mark and the release no good. A Psychic in the corner just going to go mano-y-mano. Empty half pick and roll. Gonna be hard to turn the corner on these players with the limited stamina. The Psychic just going to go right at what's been working this whole time. AD doesn't draw a double team though. Psychic going to need more last quarter magic. And wow, just a transition take foul, or just a reach in foul rather. Could have been transition take, but Psychic getting away that time. Turns the ball over, but just a reach in foul. Going to get a chance to set his defense here. And the fader, Big Shrig thought about it. Instead going to kick out to Paul George in the corner. Been hit or miss, and that is going to be a blocking foul. Third team foul, and Psychic going to unfortunately throw the Clippers into the bonus. GFU going to get 2 free throws here. The pressure still on for Psychic to convert here. 40 seconds left to play, but the shot clock still online. Psychic cannot rest on his laurels on defense just yet. He needs at least 2 more points here. Big Shrig throwing early help, but that left side of the paint is clogged. Psychic trying to get something to go. The kick out pass to Austin Reeves is no good, but Psychic's got the offensive board. Just trying to go right up, but it's bottled up. It's out of bounds, and it's going back to the Bruins. Gonna be the ball back for Big Shrig here with the shot clock turned off. Psychic gonna need a clutch stop to come away with this game 1 victory. Big Shrig yet again. He loves to operate on this right wing. Very high ball screen. Paul George and James Harden. Big Shrig not able to turn the corner. The kick out pass bottled up here. Daniel Tice in the mid-range. Slight height advantage. Just gonna go right over. Austin Reeves can't do it. The shot clock expires. And Psychic another clutch victory here. A defensive stand to come out with the game 1 victory. That's what we'd love to see. That man on your screen, Anthony Davis, a big part of that Psychic W. We're going to certainly see it. So we hit the team comparison. Points in the paint, 34. Anthony Davis had, I believe, like 18 to 20 of those buckets. Anthony Davis, a problem for Big Shrig in game 1, despite a huge lead from the bench mob. Remember, the Bruins came into the fourth quarter with the lead because of that play from Russell Westbrook. The starters, just too much might in the painted area for Big Shrig and George Fox University to handle. Psychic's got the game 1 victory, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back in just a little bit with game 2 of this best of 3 series. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Game 2 on the way here, of course. The pre-game or the post-tip-off. I always get that word wrong. The post-tip-off timeout shenanigans are afoot here for Psychic and crew. Just as I say that, an error with the 2K servers. So the game gonna go through a restart, ladies and gentlemen. But you saw it on your screen. Both players returning with the exact same teams. You wonder if Big Shriek's gonna throw out some lineup adjustments or some strategical adjustments to deal with the absolute problem Psychic was with Anthony Davis. But we'll find out on the other end of this quick tech pause, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with game 2 in just a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. After some intermittent 2K server issues, we are back into game 2. And it seems that extra chance, that extra restart, giving Big Shrig a moment of inspiration. He swaps onto the Boston Celtics. This is a team we saw Psychic play with them one time, I believe at the start of fall semester. Played them for one game. Psychic's played against this roster a ton. They're an interesting team. We mentioned it in game 1. The Los Angeles Clippers center, Daniel Tice, not really a threat from outside. Psychic was able to burn Big Shrig because he was just able to help off of Daniel Tice at will. Like, you're going to have to be a little bit more mindful as to how and when he helps, because the big man on the Boston Celtics, whether it's Kristaps Porzingis or Al Horford, both of them credible threats to shoot outside. Like, you're going to have to be careful. No timeout adjustments coming in. Just some adjustments from behind the paw shield and early on the pick and pop, generating a slight opening. Psychic able to close the gap. However, 7 seconds on the shot clock left here. Another pick and pop. Psychic able to split the difference between two defenders and come up with the defensive rebound. And there's the stop for Psychic. He likes to do his adjustments the legal way, behind a timeout, not behind the paw shield. Of course, you can't make all the timeouts, or you can't make all the adjustments in the timeout screen, which is why all the players don't really mind if anyone uses the paw shield, because there are some adjustments you just can't make from the timeout screen. So both players just understand. You go behind the pause, it's perfectly reasonable. Yeah, as I mentioned, Psychic already needing to change up how he defends that pick and pop. Big Shrig able to change up the offensive looks he can throw out with Kristaps in the mix. Out of the timeout, that guy doing his whole host tip-off adjustments. That time down the floor following the stop, and Psychic getting bottled up early, just trying to go right at Jason Tatum in the post. Now the big small pick and roll. Big Shrig able to bottle up. Some deja vu. This is almost the exact same play that Big Shrig ran on offense. Only difference is Psychic able to come up with 2 points out of it. Early pick and roll, and that's what we mentioned. Kristaps in the corner, way different than Daniel Tice in the corner. Psychic forced to run out. Big Shrig gonna involve Kristaps immediately. This time tells him to ghost to the screen. Just gonna slip by because of that little window. Psychic maybe too worried about Kristaps that time, and Big Shrig able to capitalize. Ooh, almost a bump steal for Big Shrig at the top of the key. Psychic able to keep the ball in hand. Exact same pick and roll. Big Shrig crowding the paint, able to come up with the steal. LeBron always a threat for the chase down block, not able to get it this time as George Fox able to take the lead. Crowded paint on the pick and roll. Psychic looking to shoot over the top of the defense. It's no good. Psychic's been streaky with AD, who's a solid but not superb 3-point shooter in NBA 2K24. Psychic gotta worry about Kristaps. You see a whole lot of defenders even as Psychic runs in. Psychic playing that ball pressure position on pick and roll, able to come up with the block in the paint as well. Psychic off to the races. AD a problem. The drop step just going to clear out the painted area yet again. AD's such a threat in this first quarter of play. Full stamina. All these post moves just going to have that much more oomph attached to it. Psychic able to get 2 off the back of some nice post work there. High ball screen yet again from Big Shrig. Going to find a whole lot of contact. Psychic able to recover well on the pick and roll though. Going to come up with a stop. A chance to take the lead here. This trip down the floor. Rui Hachimura is open. Psychic not able to find it there. Instead, the defense going to crystallize for Big Shrig, but yet again, AD such a problem. George Fox forced to foul. Psychic certainly worried about that pass to Rui getting picked off. Able to come up with a pretty decent trip down the floor regardless. First free throw is good. Second one also good. No green, no problem from the free throw line for Psychic that time down the floor. 2 minutes left to play. There's that pick and pop. Gonna open up a slight window. Psychic not jumping that time, but again, forced to respect that three-pointer even without the jump. Gets thrown out of position. Almost a bobbled pass on the outlet there. Psychic able to keep it in tow. Now high ball screen, excuse me. Gonna go down to AD by the free throw line. Kick out pass. It's Torian Prince basketball. The bounce pass gets caught up, and that is a transition take foul for Psychic. Gonna be 1 free throw in the ball for the Big Shrig here. He's able to get it to fall. He's going to take the lead 7-6. A nail biter here in Big Shrig. Strong Celtics defensive lineup throwing Psychic some problems here in the first quarter. Neither team has struggled on defense. Another great stop as Big Shrig just trying to go right at the slightly taller defender in tow there. Another tall, small pick and roll. The center and the power forward. Psychic is just doing it to get number 3 activated. Wants Anthony Davis to have some time and space. He's able to sneak past Kristaps Porzingis, but the kick out going to be too little too late. Last second magic. Not going to go Psychic's way that time. Kick out pass. A minute left to play. In these close defensive games, the fast break is so important, especially because you're going to get way more opportunities. And the late foul out of Psychic, they're able to save the layup, but going to send Big Shrig to the line for 2 more. Already shot that transition take foul free throw with Kristaps Porzingis, so getting that release handled. No greens there, but he goes 2 for 2 from the line. 3-point advantage for Big Shrig here. Psychic a pair of pump fakes, neither of them going to catch the defense biting. Another high ball screen. Able to get Rui Hachimura, but Big Shrig refusing to jump. Gotta watch out for 3 in the key. Psychic able to get Rui Hachimura out of harm's way, but still needs to find a way to find the bucket with 2 seconds remaining. Psychic takes flight and finds 2 on the slam. 25 seconds left to play. Another stop here for Psychic could have him sneaking out of the first quarter with a lead. Big Shrig not going to catch Psychic jumping that time. Another high ball screen certainly on its way with Kristaps Porzingis. 5 seconds remaining. Ball towards the corner with Derek White. Last second pick and roll, but Psychic is all over it, folks. The offensive rebound goes to the Big Shrig. He's got to go up with the quickness, however. 2 seconds left to play. That last second shot equally bottled up. 2 defensive stops as we exit the first quarter. Psychic just down 1. Both teams battening down the hatches on defense. Polar opposite of the first quarter of game 1 where it felt like Psychic couldn't miss. Both teams in a tightly contested one here as we enter the second quarter. 2 very strong defensive lineups. So again, the transition, so important. That's where you're going to find the simplest offense for either of these teams. After a missed shot out in transition, Psychic just looking to make some magic in the pick and roll. LeBron James can go over the top. George Fox well aware of that, forcing the foul there. Psychic going to shoot 2 free throws with a chance to take the lead. The first one going to go down. I don't think any player has actually greened a free throw here in game 2, but it hasn't mattered. Psychic goes 2 for 2 from the line. He takes a 1-point lead. Psychic able to bottle out that pick and pop. Surely another one coming out of here. No, Psychic Big Shrig gonna send Kristaps on the roll. Jason Tatum 1-on-1 up against Psychic. Now Big Shrig versus Psychic in the painted area. 3 seconds remaining. Psychic bottling up that post fade. You see it 99%. smothered Psychic on the stop. No fast break this time though. George Fox keeping a lot of players home this trip down the floor. Psychic generating some confusion in the pick and roll there. Between the CPU for George Fox University and Big Shrig himself. Both players kind of running into each other. Psychic able to generate 2 points out of it. This time the pick and pop wide open 3-pointer for Big Shrig and he connects. Pick and pop gets the ball out to Austin Reeves. Definitely the shooter in space, the lob. Psychic not able to connect that time. Looking for the highlight play over the top of the defense. Or pick and pop basketball. Psychic not quite able to split the pair of defenders. The late contest just gonna be enough to bother the shot. Just barely rolls out. Oh, and Psychic had a window. You saw Big Shrig getting caught with the CPU defender yet again. It's not going to be room service. Psychic had a mismatch. The smaller Drew Holiday able to come up with the steal. A run out for Big Shrig, able to get him 2 on the fast break. We mentioned it. Fast breaks are going to be the simplest offense either of these teams are going to find in such a tightly contested matchup. Where's Psychic going to go with that power play? Just right over the top. Floater is so strong. You force Big Shrig to pick one. Not just hover in no man's land. Even at 7-4, Kristaps Porzingis has to choose to commit to Austin Reeves heavily if he wants to stop that floater. Well, nice spin move from Big Shrig, but Psychic all over that one. 16%, not enough though. A perfect release. And George Fox University stay in front. The pick and roll gets a whole lot of contact wide open for Rui Hachimura. Psychic able to convert that one. Both players having some slight success in the pick and pop. This time Kristaps Porzingis on a roll. Psychic all over it. Going right in the painted area. That's where Psychic loves to play defense. Big Shrig has loved that spin move. Able to get another one to fall because of it. The Bruins have been able to stay in front. Psychic with a slight window going right to the rack or right back up. Tied at 18. Psychic going right under his own defender. Unfortunately, Anthony Davis behind the taller Kristaps Porzingis, and Big Shrig able to come out with 2 more there. Both players going back and forth here. Psychic just trying to go right through. Jason Tatum can't quite do so. Austin Reeves AD pick and roll, and Psychic going over the top of the defense on the slam. This time Psychic able to connect on the alley-oop. We're tied up yet again here in the second quarter. Psychic, he knows that pass is coming out of the pick and roll. Trying to bottle it up. Gets there a step early. Able to do just that. A tough release, and it gets spiked. All stays with Psychic on the fast break here. Psychic with the mismatch. Big Shrig trying to get in the play. It's a personal foul, not a transition take, because all 10 players were back there in the front court. Psychic not able to convert on the mismatch there. Spots the wide open Rui Hachimura, kicks it out to the wider open LeBron James in the corner. Psychic hits from 3-point land. He's got a 3-point lead. Psychic autos up the ball handler and the screener, forcing a tough mid-range fader. Solid defense from Psychic, bringing the ball down with Rui Hachimura. Big Shrig, you see him swarming, trying to get the defense set, able to just barely do so. Now Psychic turning the corner for the slam dunk of his own. Psychic extending the lead late in the second quarter, 28 left to play here as we approach halftime. The pump fake not going to get Psychic to bite that time. Shot clock turned off. Psychic with the chance to take the last shot of the second quarter. Surely want to do so, especially now that that fast break chance has expired. But Psychic able to thread the needle. Another slam dunk. And LeBron James with takeover. Certainly going to be a thought for Psychic. Maybe keep the king in at the start of the third quarter with that takeover unlocked. A Big Shrig able to sneak out with some last second points in the second quarter as well. Psychic not looking to be one-upped. He wants to end. He wants to get those final points here in the second quarter. Step back cheese. Not gonna fall. Still can't feel too bad if you're Psychic. A 5-point lead as we approach halftime.
27.
Game 1, it was Anthony Davis. You see it right there on your screen. In Game 2, it has been the LeBron James show. Psychic getting takeover activated on the King. Doesn't look like Psychic going to be convinced with takeover popping, however. Going to keep his starters on the bench. He knows how important it is to have amply rested starters in the fourth quarter. George Fox a little slow to react that time, but he's going to do just that. Probably going to substitute some players during the timeout, combo that up with some adjustments as well. I wouldn't be surprised. We'll be right back after this brief timeout. Just to say that too brief to even go to a formal break. We're right back into the action, and there's that bench mob for George Fox. Obviously a different bench mob, not as top heavy as the Clippers with Russell Westbrook, just able to be a one-man army. More of a balanced attack, this bench mob. Not too great on defense, but Psychic able to, or George Fox able to come up with the stop that trip down the floor. Like just barely out of position, not able to get the block from behind the offensive player. As long as Psychic plays 5 out, the big defensive piece, Al Horford on your screen, not going to be a factor in the play. Psychic just going to go right over the top yet again. Force Big Shrig to really commit to you in the pick and roll. He hasn't done that just yet. Out of that pick and roll defense. Psychic bottling up the ball handler. He knows the pass is coming. Just a matter of when, not if. And Psychic able to bottle up the pass when it does eventually make its way to Al Horford. Big Shrig going to reject the screen. Yet again, Psychic all over this trip down the floor. A contested hook, another contested shot in the paint that Big Shrig gets to go. Some pressure on Psychic as it's a one-possession game here. This time, Big Shrig just bottling Psychic up in the painted area. He's not able to get the layup magic that Big Shrig just had, and he has a chance to tie up this game here with a three-pointer. Pick and roll for George Fox. Psychic able to turn the corner. Al Horford. Oh, Psychic gets caught jumping. He's got some help in tow, however. Able to keep that slight mechanical error under control. Not able to lock down the defensive stop there. It's a 1-point game. Another layup going the way of George Fox. Psychic has been struggling to find an answer with this bench mob. Couldn't find much of it in the first game in this best of threes. Looking for some of it here in the second game. Just 4 seconds. Bottled up at the elbow. Spin jumper maybe on the way. No, a last second shot. A fader. Green, but not going to count. It's a shot clock violation. Like it got outscored in bench points in game 1. Perhaps more of the same on its way here. Psychic holding on to a 1-point lead. And just going to go right under the screen, daring George Fox to shoot it, and it's green. Now the Bruins with a 2-point lead in this game. Psychic, the hesitation. So hard to shake the CPU defense, but Psychic able to do just that. Only problem, Jackson Hayes, not the shooter that Anthony Davis is. Psychic still able to get 2 to go right in the painted area. More high ball screen action from the Big Shrig. Psychic all over that one, but it's going to be a foul. George Fox shooting 2 more free throws here. First one, no good. So already a solid feeling. You come up with the defensive stop. You still give up 1 point, but certainly much better than the layup. Especially in the third quarter where Psychic's bench mob has struggled to score here. Nice little hesitation from Psychic. Going to force George Fox to really commit to Spencer Dinwiddie. But again, Jackson Hayes not the shooter that Anthony Davis is. And so the mid-range money unable to cash out as George Fox converts on the fast break. And they've got a 3-point lead of their own here in the third. Oh, Big Shrig going way under the screen. Psychic can't get his 3-pointer to fall. You see wide open, but the release just off the mark. Reach in foul. Nothing too problematic. Certainly not the bonus. Not going to be a problem just yet. Probably not going to be a factor in this third quarter with just about a minute left to play here. Psychic staying upright with his defense, able to come up with the steal as a result. Again, want to see him convert on the fast break. Those will be his easiest chances at some offense here, but Big Shrig sending everybody back on that fast break. Unfortunately, going way under the screen yet again, daring Psychic to shoot it, and he can't convert. And Big Shrig trying his hand at a floater. It's off the mark. Psychic all over the painted area. Going to concede the mid-range shot out of George Fox, and it's off the mark. Psychic, just a minute left to play. If you can escape the fourth quarter, or escape into the third quarter tied, you feel pretty good. Off-ball foul from Big Shrig here. Didn't really matter because the shot clock was over 14. A solid chance for Psychic here. The steal not going to go George Fox's way. Psychic able to convert on the slam dunk. It's a 1-point game, 33 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And this is a height mismatch. Psychic gotta watch out, keeping Jackson Hayes in the painted area. The jump not able to find the right timing, and Big Shrig able to convert on the slam dunk. If I'm Psychic, don't feel too bad if you play real slow and take that last shot of the third quarter. 10 seconds left here left to play. 7 seconds as we approach that pick and roll. All into Jackson Hayes. Psychic looking to plant Big Shrig right in the basket. He does just that. Is able to get the layup because of it. 1 second left to play. A deep three-pointer from Big Shrig. Doesn't even draw iron. And Psychic able to survive the third quarter bench mob stretch. Just down 1 point yet again. Maybe some deja vu. He had a similar deficit in game 1. Psychic gonna need another strong fourth quarter. Know he's capable of it. He's done it before. You wonder if maybe this new team gonna give George Fox the edge here in game 2. We're about to find out. More high ball screen from Big Shrig, trying to go right at Psychic. That spin move, it's been pretty solid, but Psychic bottles that one up. He's got a block and moving into the fast break. That pass just barely able to make it into LeBron James's hand. Psychic able to remain on offense here. Early pick and roll. Oh, and Big Shrig going under the screen and under the help, concedes the mid-range shot. He's daring Psychic to shoot it here in the second half. Psychic hasn't been able to burn him yet, though. Big Shrig almost running out of bounds, but able to keep the ball in play. Whole lot of cross-court passes, but yet again, that high ball screen on one of the wings. Psychic going under the screen. Big Shrig burning him yet again because of it. Another three-pointer out of that pick and roll. Psychic looking to make his own magic work on the pick and roll. Little mind trick on Big Shrig. Again, that slight hesitation before he goes up with the layup forces Big Shrig to pick. Do I guard the shooter or do I guard the NBA's all-time leading scorer? And is that a charging foul? No, it's a reach-in foul. I believe it was Psychic helping from the corner who gives up the reach-in foul there. First of the quarter. Just daring Big Shrig to shoot it yet again. Not going to burn him that time down the floor, though. Still a one-possession game. Psychic with a chance to tie it or take the lead with a three-pointer of his own. Oh, and unfortunately gets his pocket picked in the paint. Now Big Shrig on the run out. Got to worry about LeBron. Got to worry about AD. Yet again amongst the trees. 40% covered, but it's green. Psychic just got to take it on the chin. Trying for that hesitation move in the post. Can't get it to fall. And now that pick and pop has been open all fourth quarter. Psychic going to go to the well. Not going to draw any water that time, though. No splash. That time is Big Shrig almost got the fast break dunk to go. Would have come up with the offensive rebound, however. Big stop for Psychic here is necessary to keep this game close. Fading mid-range. Last second kick out to Jaylen Brown. His three-pointer no good. Psychic able to stay in the game. Just a 5-point deficit for Post Esports here in the fourth quarter. And a blocking foul surely for Jason Tatum. Yes, it is. Team's first of the fourth quarter. The bonus probably not going to be a factor in this rate unless Psychic can draw a couple more extra fouls. Psychic yet again. Let's go over the top of the smaller defender and Drew Holiday down there in the paint. Just a 2-point game here. About halfway through the fourth quarter. You gotta close the gap. Able to do just that. Another Jason Tatum dunk by the wayside for George Fox University. Psychic with a chance to tie up this game on the cut to the basket. And a late foul from Big Shrig there. Thought it might have been a chance for ball under the basket violation. Big Shrig maybe saying ball don't lie there. The first free throw no good. The second one no good either. Psychic coming up empty at the free throw line. That puts so much pressure on this defense. Keep it a one possession game, and Psychic's got a steal yet again here in the fourth quarter with a chance to tie up this game. Big Shrig going for the steal. Psychic understands that means he's got an opening, goes up immediately, and we are all tied up at 41 with 2 minutes left to play. Psychic playing defense very high, all at the level of the screen, despite it coming a couple steps behind the three-point line. Another pick and roll, and Psychic well aware of what that means. You see him using a whole lot of players to keep his defense in the play. 4 seconds left to play on the shot clock, and this time the ball entered the basket from below. Violation. Big Shrig looked like he pump faked as the layup got contested. So that ball went through from under the basket. No chance for a foul whatsoever because of that violation. Quick timeout to get some players some more stamina. So important for Psychic. We've seen multiple... We saw it in his round of 32 matchup where he had multiple possessions in the fourth quarter where literally everyone was gassed. Psychic able to come up with the stop there. Seems it was a ball entered the basket violation on Psychic on the defense, which is really rare. Speaking of really rare, an out of bounds violation. Psychic going over the baseline, that trip down the floor, and both teams some uncharacteristic struggles on offense here. Hasn't been missed shots. It's been a whole lot of wacky violations. Psychic going under the screen yet again, and Big Shrig burning him yet again. Unfortunately, deja vu in the third quarter. Big Shrig's done that a couple of times here. Psychic for some mid-range money as well. He's going to cash out 30% contested from the smaller Drew Holiday. Not enough. Psychic able to green that one. Stay tied up here in this game. There's that Kristaps three-pointer. It's no good. Is that an over the back? It is. Just a second team foul. So again, not worried about the bonus. George Fox getting a little overzealous. That trip down the floor. Rebounding. Psychic with a chance to take the lead here. See Kristaps Porzingis on the corner of your screen. Ice cold. Certainly going to be a factor as Psychic considers assignments on defense. But Psychic got to worry about the offense this time. LeBron James rolling into the paint. No good. Shot clock still on. 35 seconds left to play. George Fox down the floor with a chance to take the lead. Oh, Psychic going over the screen very early. Heavy-handed help towards Jason Tatum, but Big Shrig still able to come up with the slam dunk. 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Psychic just going to go right over the top of the defense, and he's going to be forced to foul his three-pointer off the mark. Want to foul a bad free throw shooter, but so many of this Lakers lineup pretty solid at the free throw line. Going to be Derek White shooting 2 free throws for the Big Shrig here. His first one is good. Need to see a miss here to have a chance, but it's good as well. Psychic still with timeouts. He's going to keep that last timeout to advance the ball potentially later in the game. But he's going to need a three-pointer this trip down the floor. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's got to come from Austin Reeves. Can't get it to fall, but he's got the offensive rebound. A quick layup here. More fouls on the way for Post University. Got to get a quick one, and there it is. Yet again, deja vu. Big Shrig. Got to miss one of these to have a chance. The first one goes down clean. Oh, the second one's no good. Psychic gonna call an immediate timeout. Get your best three-point shooters on the floor. Draw up a play to force OT in this game. Psychic's last timeout as we get out of here to midcourt. Psychic advancing the ball. He needs it to be perfect. Psychic gonna go to the corner. Wide open three-pointer. It's green. All tied up with 1.2 seconds left to play. And George Fox University need a timeout. Ice in Psychic's veins. A quick timeout for George Fox University. Their chance on offense They need something quick anywhere on the floor. If not, we have overtime. They go for the lob. It's out of bounds.
Lakers ball.
Psychic gonna have the ball from 3/4 court. So 1.2 seconds left to play. Psychic looking to get the ball to AD quick in the paint. Oh, it's not gonna count. We have overtime, ladies and gentlemen. A tight one here. And Psychic couldn't get the quick release. It looks like AD went up for that dunking animation just a little too long there. And instead, we're going to have overtime. The tip-off as the lights come online here. Psychic going to come out on top with it. No post-tip-off adjustments here as we approach this extra period. Kristaps Porzingis still cold. Certainly going to be a factor on defense. Psychic just going to reject the screen. That's too easy. Big Shrig standing at Rui Hachimura's hip. That's just too simple. Psychic able to come up with the steal. Good timeout. Ice in his veins right off the time, right into OT. Quick points. Again, not a leak stream, but surely just a quick timeout to lock in possession. Gonna be just that. Psychic locked in as we approach overtime. The bounce pass inbound to LeBron James is able to get it to go. Now running into the screener, and it's gonna be a turnover. Psychic not able to get back to the ball in time. A comedy of errors there. George Fox give up the ball. Fortunately, Psychic gives it up right back. We stay tied up at 51 apiece. Austin Reeves wide open. The late contest gonna be just enough to bother the shot. Psychic all over that one. The scoop layup gets denied on the fast break. 2 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. Still all tied up, but Big Shrig not watching who he's guarding. Austin Reeves wide open for the three-pointer. It's green. I get going back out to Kristaps Porzingis, who is no longer cold. So going to be a factor on offense. Psychic doing well to bottle up that first pick and roll, that spin move. Big Shrig loves that spin move. And it's loved him right back. He gets another one to go off the back of that spin move. A pick and roll gonna find some contact behind the back pass to Rui Hachimura. Slight mismatch in the paint. Psychic gonna hesitate. He knows he has 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Where is Big Shrig going? Yet again, he goes over the screen early. Psychic burns him for it. It's 2 free throws for Psychic here. The first one is good. Second one would give him a 3-point lead. The largest lead of this extra period, but Psychic can't find it. The lead gonna stay at 2 for Post Esports here with about a minute and a half left to play. And Big Shrig just going to hop into a 3-pointer. Psychic was in the airspace. Unfortunately, the offensive rebound goes to George Fox. Psychic gets the stop on that putback. A chance for a 2-possession game here if Psychic can convert on offense. And he's playing it slow because he knows LeBron James has that mismatch. Seems Big Shrig well aware of it as well. Only problem is that extra foul going to throw Post University into the bonus. The first free throw is good. And the second free throw is so important to unlock that 2-possession game. Psychic's got it. Psychic in the driver's seat in this final minute of play. A defensive stop here could end this game early. Big Shrig just trying to go right over the top. Psychic's got a block. Ball going to stay with George Fox University, and they get a slam dunk to cut the deficit to 2. George Fox not going down quietly as we approach the final minute of play. 45 left in this game. One-on-one defense. No players hiding behind any CPU help defenders here. Mano a mano, and Psychic dribbling the air out of the basketball, trying to take as much time off the clock before he goes into his offensive set. It's got to be a good set though. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Psychic going upstairs for the slam. Big play from Psychic to keep the lead at 4 points. 24 seconds left in the game here. 15 left on the shot clock. A spin move from Big Shrig. It goes for him yet again. But George Fox University, this time they've got to play the foul game. Austin Reeves an amazing free throw shooter, but Big Shrig not sending the foul. Eventually, the foul makes it to Taurean Prince. Psychic was able to get a lot of time off the game clock. Excuse me. You see that first free throw was good, just a 3-point lead. Don't repeat the mistakes of Big Shrig. Hit this last free throw. He can't get it to go either. No timeout from Big Shrig. Instead, he's just going to push it in transition. That three-pointer bottled up by Psychic. And the late foul from Big Shrig, just 0.7 on the clock. And Psychic would have to go 0 for 2 from the free throw line for George Fox to have a chance. The window's still open as that first free throw off target. This one would ice the game for Psychic, but he can't get it to go. Instant timeout from Big Shrig. 0.2 seconds left. I don't even know if he has time to get a shot off. It would be like he doesn't have time for a standard release. It's going to have to be a tip shot from the three-point line for Big Shrig. And a ticket into the next round of the playoffs. Certainly in sight. The shot went up, but not enough time left on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Psychic able to get out of here in a nail-biter. Needed the extra period to do it. He comes out on top with a 2-0 sweep. He's going to move on to the next round of the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. You'd love to see it one step closer to bringing that hardware home as he moves on to the Elite Eight. You see the stats here and a much closer battle in points in the paint. But yet again, Psychic able to come out on top. Such a big part of his offense and so important again because he loses that bench matchup in the third quarter. Psychic's offense with the starters just able to keep him in this game. Love to see it. Ice in his veins from Psychic. Clutch plays from him as he takes down George Fox, who are out at top 16. We'll take a brief look. Not at the thumbnail, excuse me. Where? Let me find it real quick. There it is. At the bracket for tonight. We'll throw a refresh and we'll scroll down. We'll see if any matches have come through. We'll see if we can see Psychic's opponent. We can't quite just yet. He's still waiting for either the Britons or for AC Black to come through. But as for Psychic, we know his ticket has been booked into the Elite Eight round of the playoffs. One step closer. Again, you make it to top 4. You get to semifinals. You unlock that third place game. You get that much closer to bringing that hardware home. But Psychic, if he wants to get that far, he's got to worry about the quarterfinal matchup coming up next week. Hopefully Tuesday at 8 p.m. if the 2K servers don't do 2K servers things. But anything is possible, ladies and gentlemen. Keep an eye out on the socials for when the next matchup is going down. Until then, I've been Sandwich. We hope y'all enjoyed an absolute nail-biter of a set tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Hope to see y'all throughout the rest of the playoff run. Until then, y'all have a good one. Y'all take care.